It's the kind of moment that sneaks up quietly. No drama, no warning, just stillness. An older woman sits on the edge of her bed. The house is calm, the afternoon light is soft, and yet something feels heavy in the air. She looks down, slowly, at her legs. Legs that once held her steady through storms, carried her tirelessly through years of raising children, working long days, dancing under open skies, and walking hand in hand with the love of her life. Now, they tremble slightly when she tries to stand. There's a wobble she didn't notice before, a hesitation she didn't used to have. She pauses, places her hands on her knees, and breathes in deeply, as if trying to remember what it felt like when movement was effortless, when climbing stairs didn't require planning, when balance wasn't something she thought about, and when simply walking across the room didn't come with a sense of caution. It's not just the physical change that unsettles her. It's what it means. Because our legs aren't just limbs. They are our anchors, our drivers, our freedom. They are the part of us that takes us where we want to go. To the grocery store, to the garden, to the front porch, to wave at a neighbor. They are the part of us that allows us to live independently. She blinks, fighting back a quiet wave of sadness, and asks herself, not out loud, but deeply, internally, is this what aging means? That one day, these legs will no longer belong to me. Not truly. It's a question so many older adults carry silently in their hearts. It's not just a fear of falling or needing assistance. It's the creeping fear of losing control, of surrendering pieces of freedom, bit by bit, of going from walking to waiting, from doing to depending. But what if that fate isn't final? What if it doesn't have to be that way? Because while time changes the body still responds, especially when we give it what it needs: nourishment, movement, care. What if the strength we think we've lost is simply lying dormant, waiting to be awakened? What if the story of our legs, of our movement, our freedom, isn't over yet? Let's turn the page together. Because the road ahead may still be long, and your legs, they just might be ready to walk it. It's the kind of moment that sneaks up quietly. No drama, no warning, just stillness. An older woman sits on the edge of her bed. The house is calm, the afternoon light is soft, and yet something feels heavy in the air. She looks down, slowly, at her legs. Legs that once held her steady through storms, carried her tirelessly through years of raising children, working long days, dancing under open skies, and walking hand in hand with the love of her life. Now, they tremble slightly when she tries to stand. There's a wobble she didn't notice before, a hesitation she didn't used to have. She pauses, places her hands on her knees, and breathes in deeply, as if trying to remember what it felt like when movement was effortless, when climbing stairs didn't require planning, when balance wasn't something she thought about, and when simply walking across the room didn't come with a sense of caution. It's not just the physical change that unsettles her. It's what it means. Because our legs aren't just limbs. They are our anchors, our drivers, our freedom. They are the part of us that takes us where we want to go. To the grocery store, to the garden, to the front porch, to wave at a neighbor. They are the part of us that allows us to live independently. She blinks, fighting back a quiet wave of sadness, and asks herself, not out loud, but deeply, internally, is this what aging means? That one day, these legs will no longer belong to me. Not truly. It's a question so many older adults carry silently in their hearts. It's not just a fear of falling or needing assistance. It's the creeping fear of losing control, of surrendering pieces of freedom, bit by bit, of going from walking to waiting, from doing to depending. But what if that fate isn't final? What if it doesn't have to be that way? Because while time changes the body still responds, especially when we give it what it needs: nourishment, movement, care. What if the strength we think we've lost is simply lying dormant, waiting to be awakened? What if the story of our legs, of our movement, our freedom, isn't over yet? Let's turn the page together. because the road ahead may still be long, and your legs, they just might be ready to walk it. The human body is remarkably resilient. Even after years of wear and tear, it still has the capacity to rebuild, to strengthen, and to renew itself when given the right support. And for something as vital as your legs, the very foundation of your independence, confidence, and daily freedom, that support begins in a surprisingly simple way. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle or invest in expensive treatments to start feeling stronger. The truth is, your body is already wired to heal and regenerate. It just needs the proper tools. And some of the most powerful tools you can give it come not from a pharmacy, but from nature itself. There are 6 essential vitamins, yes, just 6, that can make a profound difference in the strength, flexibility, and energy of your legs. These nutrients are like silent engineers in your system, working behind the scenes to rebuild muscle fibers that have weakened over time, strengthen bone density to keep you stable and upright, lubricate joints to reduce stiffness and grinding pain, enhance blood flow so your legs stay warm, nourished, and full of vitality, and restore the natural balance between tension and relaxation in your muscles. These vitamins aren't rare, exotic, or hard to find. They exist in everyday foods, in that handful of seeds you might snack on, in a drizzle of oil over your salad, in the morning sunlight streaming through your kitchen window. And yet, most people overlook them, never realizing how essential they are to the one thing we often take for granted, our ability to move freely. Imagine this. With just a few small, consistent changes to your daily routine, you could begin to feel steadier on your feet. Climbing stairs wouldn't feel like a mountain. Getting up from a chair wouldn't require bracing or holding your breath. Those long walks you once loved, you could enjoy them again, without the heaviness, without the ache, without the fear. It's not about reversing time. It's about working with your body, not against it, fueling it with exactly what it needs to support you, step by step, day by day. These 6 vitamins have helped countless people rediscover the strength and confidence they thought was gone forever. They're not magic. They're biology, wisdom, and nourishment, all rolled into one. And the best part? They're within reach, ready to help your legs not only carry your body, but carry your life forward. Think of vitamin D as nature's way of wrapping your bones and muscles in sunlight, even on the cloudiest days. Often called the sunshine vitamin, it plays a role far more vital than most people realize, especially as we age. One of its most important jobs is helping your body absorb calcium effectively, making sure this essential mineral actually reaches your bones and strengthens them from the inside out. Without enough vitamin D, even the best calcium-rich diet can fall short, leaving bones more brittle, fragile, and prone to fractures. But vitamin D doesn't stop at bones. It also has a powerful influence over your muscle tone and coordination. It helps your muscles contract smoothly, respond quickly, and stay energized throughout the day. That means better balance, more stability, and stronger steps, all of which become more and more crucial as the years go by. For older adults, especially those who've noticed their legs feeling weaker, shakier, or more prone to cramping, a lack of vitamin D might be silently working against them. It's one of the hidden causes behind frequent falls, not just because of weak bones, but because the muscles that support them aren't getting the fuel they need. When vitamin D levels are where they should be, something amazing happens. Steps feel more secure. Standing becomes less tiring. The body feels more grounded, more resilient, more capable. While sunlight is the most natural source of vitamin D, just 15 to 20 minutes of morning exposure can make a difference. Aging skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into this vital nutrient. That's why diet and supplementation often become necessary with age. Fortunately, vitamin D can also be found in a few key foods, like fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, fortified dairy products, and egg yolks. But one of the most powerful and convenient sources? Cod liver oil. Just a single spoonful a day offers a highly absorbable, natural dose that helps feed both your bones and muscles exactly what they need to stay strong. So if your legs have been feeling wobbly or your steps uncertain, vitamin D may not just be helpful. It could be the missing piece your body has been quietly asking for all along. Sometimes the body doesn't shout when something's wrong. It whispers, gently at first, through small discomforts, quiet shifts in strength, and moments we easily dismiss as just getting older. But these little signs, especially when it comes to vitamin D deficiency, often speak volumes, if we know how to listen. One of the earliest whispers comes in the form of unexpected fatigue in your legs. You may begin to notice that something as routine as walking around the block or standing in the kitchen feels strangely draining. There's a dull, nagging tiredness that settles into your thighs and calves, making your legs feel heavier than they should, as though you're walking through water or wearing invisible weights, and it doesn't quite go away with rest. As the sun goes down, the discomfort can take on a new form. Nighttime cramps strike like lightning, sharp, intense, and utterly disruptive. You may be jolted awake by an excruciating knot in your calf or foot, clutching at your leg and hoping the pain subsides quickly. Sometimes it passes in seconds. Other times it lingers, leaving behind soreness that follows you into the morning. Then there are the moments you don't expect, like climbing stairs and feeling a strange sense of unsteadiness, as though your legs are unsure whether they can carry you. You may find yourself gripping the railing more tightly, not out of fear, but instinct. Your body is reaching for something solid because it senses your footing isn't what it used to be. Your knees may tremble, your steps may falter, and while you might tell yourself it's nothing, deep down you know something's changed. You may even begin to feel an undercurrent of anxiety, not about big things, but small ones. Walking on uneven ground, stepping off a curb, standing for too long in a line. Movements that once required no thought now come with a subtle question. Will my legs hold me steady this time? These are more than passing inconveniences. They are signals, your body's way of asking for support, of telling you that something essential is missing. And while these symptoms may not be loud or dramatic at first, left unchecked, they can quietly steal away the freedom and confidence you've always known in your steps. Often, at the root of it all, is a simple lack of vitamin D, a silent deficiency that weakens not just bones, but the muscle tone, balance, and endurance your legs need to carry you through life, strong and sure. Thankfully, giving your body the vitamin D it needs doesn't require anything complicated. In fact, some of the best sources are beautifully simple, woven into nature, into your meals, and into your daily rhythm. One of the most natural and effective ways to boost vitamin D is by spending time in early morning sunlight. Just a short moment outdoors, with the sun gently warming your skin, can trigger your body to produce its own supply of this essential nutrient. A quiet walk through the garden, sitting on the porch with a cup of tea, or tending to your plants in the morning light. These small rituals can offer far more than peace of mind. They can literally nourish your bones and muscles from the inside out. But as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. That's why it's equally important to bring in support through your diet. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel are among the richest natural food sources, not only delicious, but also deeply nourishing for bones, joints, and heart health. Egg yolks and fortified dairy products like milk or yogurt offer another convenient way to increase your intake during breakfast or lunch. And for those who want something simple, powerful, and incredibly efficient, there's one daily habit that stands out. Just 1 tablespoon of cod liver oil each day. It may not sound glamorous, but it's a time-tested, nutrient-packed option that delivers a potent dose of vitamin D in a highly absorbable form. No pills, no hassle. Just 1 spoonful, and you're fueling your body with the building blocks it needs to support strength, balance, and vitality. Whether it's sunlight on your skin, a nourishing meal, or a spoonful of something powerful, vitamin D is more accessible than you think, and your legs, your bones, and your energy will thank you for it. Not long ago, Mrs. Mai, an 81-year-old grandmother with a heart full of life, found herself confined not by walls, but by her own legs. The once simple act of stepping outside had become a source of fear. Her legs, once strong enough to chase after grandkids and tend to her flower garden, now trembled with each step. She avoided walks, declined invitations, and spent most days inside, not because she wanted to, but because her body seemed to say, "It's not safe anymore." She began to feel like her independence was slipping away, piece by piece. But then, with gentle encouragement from her daughter, she decided to make one small change. She started taking a daily dose of vitamin D. Nothing else in her routine shifted, just that one new habit, simple and consistent. And then something beautiful happened. Within a few short weeks, Mrs. Mai began to feel steadier. Her legs didn't tire as quickly. The ache that once crept in after just a few minutes of standing seemed to ease. Slowly, cautiously, she began venturing outside again, first to the front yard, then down the driveway, and finally around the block. Today, she walks 30 minutes each morning, not out of obligation, but because she can. With each step, she rediscovers not just her strength, but her joy, her freedom, and her connection to the world around her. What began as a small act of self-care turned into a quiet transformation, one that gave her more than stronger legs. It gave her her life back. 8. Imagine your body as a beautifully wired system. Every movement, every step, every sensation guided by tiny electrical messages traveling between your brain and your muscles. Vitamin B12 is what keeps those messages clear, fast, and uninterrupted. It's not just a nutrient, it's a lifeline between thought and action, between will and movement. One of vitamin B12's most important roles is its support of the nervous system. It helps maintain the protective coating around your nerves, the myelin sheath, which allows signals to travel smoothly from your brain to every part of your body, especially your legs. When B12 is running low, those signals become delayed, scrambled, or even blocked altogether. That's when things begin to feel off. Without enough B12, your muscles may start to lose their coordination, not because they're weak, but because they're not receiving clear instructions. It's as if the brain is dialing a number that never quite connects. Your steps might feel hesitant, your legs might wobble, or you may even feel like your body isn't entirely under your command. This deficiency can also reduce the amount of oxygen delivered to your muscles, leaving them feeling fatigued, tight, or drained of energy, even after light activity. And the effects can be especially noticeable in your lower body, where circulation and nerve function are already more vulnerable with age. You may begin to feel tingling or pins and needles sensations in your feet or calves, muscle weakness, especially after walking or standing for long periods, a loss of sensation or a numb feeling in the legs that makes you feel disconnected from the ground beneath you. These aren't random discomforts. They're warning signs that your nervous system may not be getting the support it needs. And often, B12 is at the center of the issue. Whether you're struggling with leg coordination, frequent fatigue, or simply noticing your body isn't responding the way it used to, vitamin B12 may be the missing spark, the invisible current your body needs to reconnect brain and body, thought and motion, intention and strength. It often begins quietly, so quietly in fact that many people don't notice it at first. There's no dramatic pain, no sharp injury, just a growing sense that something isn't quite right. You may begin to feel as though your legs are heavier than they should be, as if you're carrying invisible weights strapped to your ankles. Walking across a room might feel strangely tiring. Climbing stairs becomes an unexpected effort. There's a dull resistance in your body, not because your muscles are sore, but because they seem disconnected from your usual energy. It's as if your legs are moving through thick mud, dragging behind the rest of you. Then, there's the tingling, an odd electrical sensation flickering through your feet or calves. Sometimes it feels like tiny pins dancing under the skin. Other times, it's more like a subtle buzzing or numbness that refuses to go away. You may try to shift your position, rub your legs, or shake out your feet, but the sensation lingers, like background static in your nervous system. This creeping discomfort is often accompanied by something even more unsettling, a loss of coordination. You might notice it when turning a corner too quickly and slightly losing your balance, or when you step onto a curb and feel momentarily unsure, even though your legs seem strong. You may walk in a straight line, but not quite straight. Your movements are just a little off, a little slower, a little clumsier. You're not in pain, but you're also not steady. And that imbalance can leave you feeling self-conscious, frustrated, and unsure of your own body. Sometimes it manifests in subtler ways. You stand up and feel like you need an extra second to find your footing. You walk across the kitchen but reach for the counter, just in case. You hesitate before stepping into the shower, not because you're afraid, but because your body instinctively pauses to double-check your stability. And what makes it even more confusing is that your legs might still feel strong. There's no clear injury, no visible issue. But beneath the surface, your nervous system is quietly struggling to function the way it used to. The signals between your brain and muscles are slower, weaker, or misfiring altogether. This strange disconnect between intention and motion, strength and control, is one of the most telling signs of a vitamin B12 deficiency. It's not just fatigue or aging. It's your body's way of saying, I'm not getting what I need to function at full power. For many people, these symptoms show up gradually, making it easy to dismiss them as just getting older. But the truth is, your body remembers how to move with confidence. It just needs the right support to do so. And often, that support begins with restoring the essential fuel that keeps the nervous system firing smoothly: vitamin B12. Getting more vitamin B12 into your daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, some of the most reliable sources are likely already familiar, comforting staples that can easily be woven into your everyday meals. Animal-based foods are among the richest sources of B12, which is why this vitamin can be more difficult to maintain on a plant-based diet. Fortunately, if you enjoy foods like lean meats, fresh fish, eggs, or dairy, you're already tapping into natural, bioavailable forms of this essential nutrient. A serving of chicken, turkey, or beef can help restore what your nervous system needs to function smoothly. Fatty fish such as salmon or tuna not only deliver B12, but also come packed with healthy fats that support brain and heart health. Eggs, especially the yolks, offer a gentle yet effective B12 boost, and milk, yogurt, or cheese can easily be added to breakfast or snacks throughout the day, making the process of replenishing your body feel more like nourishment than medicine. But perhaps one of the easiest and most enjoyable ways to sneak more B12 into your diet, especially for those who prefer lighter meals or want a plant-friendly option, is through nutritional yeast. This golden, flaky superfood has a naturally savory, cheesy flavor that makes it both delicious and incredibly versatile. Just 1 tablespoon a day can deliver a meaningful amount of vitamin B12. And the best part? You can mix it into almost anything. Sprinkle it over your morning oatmeal or creamy scrambled eggs. Stir it into a warm bowl of soup for added depth. Blend it into your favorite smoothie for a nutty, cheesy twist. Or stir it into porridge or congee, where it melts in seamlessly with no fuss at all. Not only is it nutritious, but it also adds flavor, texture, and warmth to your meals, making it a comforting daily ritual that supports your nervous system, energy levels, and leg strength in the most natural, gentle way possible. At 76, Mr. Locke had grown used to making adjustments, slowing his pace, shortening his steps, and avoiding situations that once came easily to him. One of the most disheartening moments came on a seemingly ordinary day. Standing at the curb, trying to climb onto a bus, his legs, once strong and reliable, simply wouldn't cooperate. They felt heavy, unresponsive, as though his mind and muscles were speaking different languages. He hesitated. People behind him waited. The bus engine rumbled, and for the first time, he quietly stepped aside, choosing not to board. It wasn't just about missing the ride. It was about what that moment represented: a loss of confidence, of mobility, of independence. For someone who had always prided himself on being active and self-reliant, that small moment felt like a wall had quietly risen in his path. But everything began to shift when a local physician suggested something simple to start replenishing his vitamin B12 levels. Skeptical but hopeful, Mr. Locke followed the advice. He adjusted his meals to include more B12-rich foods and added a daily dose of nutritional yeast to his morning soup. It wasn't dramatic, and it didn't change things overnight. But over the next few weeks, his body started to respond. The heaviness in his legs began to lift. That strange numbness in his calves faded. His steps, once hesitant, grew more confident, not rushed, but sure. And then one morning, almost without realizing it, he put on his sandals and walked down the street to the open-air market, without his cane. It became his new morning ritual, A walk to the market, fresh vegetables in hand, friendly conversations with vendors, and a return home under the warmth of the sun. What was once out of reach had become part of his daily rhythm again. For Mr. Locke, it wasn't just about stronger legs, it was about returning to the world. Each step wasn't just physical progress. It was a quiet act of reclaiming life, freedom, and dignity, one foot in front of the other. If your joints were a house, vitamin C would be the master builder behind the scenes, carefully repairing, reinforcing, and rebuilding everything that holds you together. It's not just about boosting your immune system when you catch a cold. This remarkable vitamin plays a crucial structural role in how your body moves, bends, and bounces back from daily wear and tear. At the heart of vitamin C's power lies its ability to stimulate collagen production, a vital protein that serves as the scaffolding for your joints, tendons, and ligaments. Collagen keeps your joints cushioned, your ligaments flexible, and your connective tissues resilient. Without enough of it, your body begins to lose that natural elasticity, and movements that were once smooth and fluid start to feel stiff, sore, or strained. You might notice it when your knees creak as you rise from a chair, when your hips feel tight after just a short walk, or when your ankles seem to ache longer than they used to after a full day on your feet. This isn't just aging, it's your body signaling that it needs help rebuilding what's been slowly wearing down. Vitamin C also works like a natural anti-inflammatory, helping to calm swelling, reduce stiffness, and soothe pain in overworked joints. Whether it's from arthritis, an old injury, or the simple strain of everyday movement, inflammation is often what turns minor discomfort into chronic limitation. By reducing that internal fire, vitamin C gives your joints room to heal, and your body room to move again. And that's not all. After physical activity, even gentle stretching or a walk around the block, your muscles and joints go through tiny amounts of stress. Vitamin C supports your body's recovery process, helping you bounce back faster and with less soreness the next day. It's like sending a team of repair workers in after each workout, ready to patch, restore, and strengthen from within. From the deep tissues inside your knees to the delicate tendons in your ankles, vitamin C works invisibly, but powerfully, to keep your movements smooth, your joints well cushioned, and your flexibility intact. It doesn't happen all at once. It starts with small, almost forgettable moments, little signs that your body isn't quite bouncing back the way it used to. You might first notice it in your knees, those quiet workhorses that carry you through the rhythm of daily life. Suddenly, a motion as ordinary as sitting down or standing up begins to feel less effortless, more mechanical. There's a slow, grinding discomfort deep in the joint, not a sharp pain, but a stiffness that makes you move cautiously, bracing yourself before lowering into a chair or pushing yourself up from one. It's as if your knees are sending you a message. We're tired. We need help. You might catch yourself using your hands to push off your thighs for extra support. You hesitate before squatting to pick something up, thinking twice about whether the motion is worth the ache that follows. And stairs, once taken two at a time, become something you approach slowly, testing your balance with each step. But it doesn't stop there. After a short walk around the neighborhood or light gardening in the backyard, you expect to feel refreshed, a little winded maybe, but nothing more. Yet instead, you wake up the next day with legs that feel sore, stiff, and strangely slow to respond. The muscles aren't just tired, they feel like they're still stuck in yesterday's work, as if your body forgot to heal overnight. And while others your age seem to recover just fine, you start to wonder, why am I still feeling this 2 days later? What's happening beneath the surface is a slowdown in your body's natural repair system. After any physical movement, even gentle, your muscles and connective tissues experience tiny amounts of stress. Normally, your body rushes to the rescue, rebuilding with collagen, reducing inflammation, smoothing out the rough edges. But when vitamin C is lacking, that process drags. The collagen scaffolding that supports your joints doesn't regenerate as quickly. Inflammation lingers. Healing slows. You might notice it in more subtle ways too. A bruising that takes too long to fade, or skin that's not as supple as it used to be. But in the joints, in the muscles, the message is clearer. Recovery is delayed, and discomfort becomes your new normal. What used to feel like movement now feels like management. Managing stiffness, managing recovery time, managing that invisible boundary between what you can do and what you're now unsure about. These aren't just signs of aging. They're signals from your body that something essential, something foundational, is missing. And often, the quiet culprit is a lack of vitamin C, robbing your joints of the support they need to stay flexible, resilient, and pain-free. So when rising from a chair makes you wince, or a short walk leaves you stiff for days, it may not be about pushing harder. It may be about nourishing smarter, giving your body the building blocks it's quietly begging for. Fortunately, replenishing your body with vitamin C doesn't require complicated routines or exotic superfoods. Some of the most powerful sources are right there in your kitchen, bright, colorful, and bursting with life. Citrus fruits like oranges are perhaps the most iconic, with their juicy, sun-kissed sweetness and refreshing aroma that wakes up your senses. A single orange or a glass of freshly squeezed juice can deliver a natural dose of this powerful vitamin, along with the simple joy of something sweet and nourishing. Then there are the vibrant jewel-toned kiwis and strawberries, small in size but incredibly rich in flavor and nutrients. Kiwis bring a tangy kick that pairs perfectly with a morning yogurt bowl, while strawberries add a touch of brightness to salads, smoothies, or even a quick snack on their own. Don't overlook the unexpected heroes either. Bell peppers, especially the red and yellow ones, are surprisingly high in vitamin C and add a satisfying crunch and vibrant color to your meals. Whether roasted, raw, or tossed into a stir-fry, they're an easy and delicious way to nourish your joints and boost your immune system at the same time. And for those who want something quick, concentrated, and incredibly efficient, there's one standout option: acerola cherry powder. Just one spoonful of this tangy, nutrient-rich powder mixed into a glass of water or a morning smoothie offers a natural surge of vitamin C that your body can absorb with ease. Its flavor is slightly tart, refreshing, and easy to incorporate into your daily routine. No peeling, chopping, or prep work required. Just a scoop, a stir, and a sip. Whether you prefer to chew your nutrients or sip them, nature offers countless delicious ways to infuse your body with the vitamin C it needs to keep your joints supple, your tissues strong, and your recovery times short. If you're adding more vitamin C to your daily routine, there's a simple trick that can help your body absorb it more efficiently. And it all starts with what you eat with it. Try pairing your vitamin C intake with a light, healthy fat at breakfast. This small adjustment can make a big difference in how your body takes in and uses the nutrient. For example, if you're mixing acerola cherry powder into your morning smoothie or sipping on a glass of fresh orange juice, enjoy it alongside a meal that includes avocado toast, a spoonful of nut butter, or a soft-boiled egg. These foods contain just enough natural fat to help transport and stabilize vitamin C during digestion, giving your body a better chance to absorb it fully. The fat doesn't have to be heavy, just a little goes a long way. Even a drizzle of olive oil over your eggs or a few almonds on the side of your plate can enhance how your body utilizes this powerful vitamin. Think of it like this: vitamin C is the builder, but a touch of healthy fat is the key that opens the gate, helping the nutrient reach deeper, stay longer, and do more of the good work your body needs. When it comes to bone health, most people think of calcium, and rightfully so. But what often goes unnoticed is the unsung hero that tells calcium where to go, and more importantly, where not to go. That hero is vitamin K2, the gatekeeper your body depends on to ensure calcium is delivered with purpose and precision. Calcium on its own is essential, but it needs direction. Without proper guidance, it can end up in the wrong places, settling into soft tissues like your arteries, joints, or kidneys, where it doesn't belong. Over time, this misplacement can contribute to arterial stiffness, joint pain, and even dangerous calcification, quietly turning something beneficial into something harmful. Vitamin K2 steps in as the intelligent traffic controller. It activates special proteins that help shuttle calcium away from your blood vessels and soft tissues and direct it straight into your bones and teeth, where it actually strengthens your skeletal system. This targeted delivery not only supports stronger, denser bones, but also prevents unwanted buildup in areas that could lead to chronic inflammation, joint stiffness, and reduced mobility. When K2 is missing or deficient, the calcium you consume, even from the healthiest foods, may never reach your bones in meaningful amounts. Instead, it floats through your bloodstream, settling wherever it can. That's when you begin to notice symptoms like aching joints, decreased flexibility, or even signs of early vascular aging. Think of vitamin K2 as the one who holds the map, ensuring calcium is put to good use, reinforcing your foundation rather than becoming a burden. Without it, even the best intentions and best diets can go astray inside the body. You may be doing everything right, drinking milk, taking calcium supplements, eating well, and yet still find yourself wondering why your bones don't feel as strong as they should. That's one of the most overlooked and frustrating experiences, putting effort into your health only to feel like your body isn't responding. One of the most telling signs of a vitamin K2 deficiency is the sense that your bones remain fragile or brittle, even with consistent calcium intake. Despite your best efforts, you might notice that your legs fatigue easily, or you're more sensitive to pressure or impact than you used to be. It can feel as if the calcium you've worked so hard to consume simply isn't reaching its destination, and in truth, it might not be. Then there's the stiffness, not the general kind from a long day, but that specific tight, rigid feeling in your knees every morning when you first get out of bed. It's also there when you've been sitting for a while, perhaps reading, watching TV, or riding in a car. And when you stand up, your knees resist, almost locking in place before slowly easing into motion. It's as if your joints have been paused for too long, and your body needs a few moments to remember how to move. This lingering stiffness isn't just about aging. It can be a quiet red flag that calcium is being deposited where it shouldn't be, in your joints, not your bones. Over time, this misplaced calcium can contribute to a feeling of creaky, inflamed knees, especially after periods of rest or inactivity. If you're taking in calcium but still dealing with bone fragility and joint stiffness, especially in the morning or after long periods of stillness, your body may not be lacking calcium at all. It may simply be waiting for the one nutrient that tells calcium where to go: vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 may not be as well known as some other nutrients, but the foods that carry it are rich in flavor, culture, and tradition, often found in time-honored dishes that have nourished generations. One of the most potent sources is natto, a fermented soybean delicacy from Japan. While its bold aroma and sticky texture can be an acquired taste, it's incredibly powerful when it comes to delivering highly bioavailable K2. For those who appreciate adventurous eating and deeply nutritious foods, natto is a small but mighty addition to the table. Then there are aged cheeses, especially varieties like Gouda, Brie, or hard Parmesan. As cheese matures, its K2 content naturally increases, making these rich, complex cheeses more than just a savory indulgence. They become allies in strengthening bones and protecting joints. Added to a salad, paired with fruit, or enjoyed on their own, aged cheeses offer a delicious and elegant way to support your body from the inside out. Another unsung hero in this category is sauerkraut, or traditionally fermented cabbage. Beyond its tangy crunch and probiotic benefits, this humble food is also a natural source of K2, especially when made the old-fashioned way, without vinegar or pasteurization. A spoonful alongside your meal not only supports digestion, but contributes to long-term bone and vascular health as well. And for those who prefer something simpler, smoother, and wonderfully versatile, there's a kitchen staple that quietly delivers K2 in every spoonful: grass-fed butter or ghee. Just 1 tablespoon a day, spread on warm toast, melted over vegetables, or stirred into rice, provides a gentle but effective dose of vitamin K2. Rich, creamy, and deeply satisfying, these traditional fats are more than just flavorful. They're functional. Whether you enjoy bold fermented foods or prefer subtle, buttery richness, these ingredients offer more than nourishment. They help guide calcium exactly where your body needs it most. If your muscles could sigh with relief, they do it the moment magnesium enters your system. Often referred to as the relaxation mineral, magnesium plays a quietly powerful role in helping your body move with ease, rhythm, and balance. It's the mineral that allows your muscles to contract when needed, then release fully, ensuring every step you take feels fluid instead of stiff, and every motion is followed by calm instead of cramping. Magnesium is like a conductor in a finely tuned orchestra, coordinating the contraction and relaxation of muscle fibers with remarkable precision. Without it, the rhythm is thrown off. Muscles stay tight, tension lingers, and movement starts to feel jerky or strained. One of its most important functions is preventing muscle cramps, especially those sharp, sudden spasms that strike in the middle of the night or after long periods of activity. When magnesium levels are low, muscles are more prone to overfiring, misfiring even, leading to those painful, involuntary contractions that can leave you rubbing your calves or waking up gasping in discomfort. But magnesium's benefits don't stop there. It also enhances blood circulation, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients are delivered efficiently to your working muscles, particularly the legs, where sluggish circulation can often cause fatigue, heaviness, or that unsettling, dead weight feeling after standing or walking. By keeping the blood flowing freely, magnesium helps your legs stay energized, light, and ready to move. Whether you're climbing stairs, taking a walk, or simply rising from your chair, magnesium is the behind-the-scenes partner that allows your muscles to work gracefully, then rest completely, the way nature intended. You might not think twice about the occasional leg cramp or a little post-walk fatigue until they start showing up more often or more intensely than they should. One of the most common and unmistakable signs that your body is low on magnesium is the sudden onset of muscle cramps at night. You may be sound asleep, only to be jolted awake by a sharp, tightening pain in your calf or foot, a cramp so intense it leaves you breathless, clutching your leg, waiting for the tension to ease. These midnight interruptions can leave your muscles sore and your sleep fragmented, creating a frustrating cycle of discomfort and exhaustion. Another subtle but telling symptom is unusual muscle fatigue, especially in your lower legs. You might take a leisurely stroll around the block, expecting to feel refreshed, but instead, your calves feel like they've run a marathon. There's no injury, no strain, just a dull, lingering tiredness that seems disproportionate to the activity. It's as if your muscles are giving up too soon, out of energy before they even get started. When these symptoms begin to surface, your body may be waving a quiet red flag. It needs more magnesium to keep your muscles balanced, flexible, and fully supported. Thankfully, this essential mineral is found in a variety of wholesome, accessible foods. Leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale offer a powerful plant-based source. Whole grains provide a steady supply, especially oats, brown rice, and quinoa. And nuts and seeds in particular are magnesium-rich superstars, packing a concentrated dose into just a small handful. One of the simplest, tastiest ways to bring magnesium into your daily routine is with a spoonful of lightly roasted pumpkin seeds. Crunchy, nutty, and naturally satisfying, they make for a perfect snack, easy to toss into your bag, sprinkle over salads, or enjoy straight from the jar. Just 1 tablespoon a day can begin to calm restless muscles, reduce cramping, and bring renewed energy to your legs. When magnesium is replenished, the difference is often felt in the smallest moments, like walking without fatigue, stretching without tension, and sleeping through the night without that sudden stabbing jolt. At 73, Mr. Hong had grown accustomed to a nightly routine he never asked for, being abruptly woken by sharp, tightening cramps in his legs that struck like clockwork. The pain would start in his calves, sometimes radiating down to his feet, and would leave him wide awake, massaging his legs in the dark, waiting for the tension to pass. It wasn't just discomfort. It was exhaustion, frustration, and a quiet fear that something deeper might be going wrong. Every night, he dreaded the same scenario, drifting into sleep, only to be pulled out of it by that familiar jolt, a cramp so intense it felt like his muscles were locking up from the inside. He tried stretching, staying hydrated, changing his sleeping position, but nothing seemed to offer lasting relief. Then one morning, after mentioning the issue to a neighbor, he was encouraged to try something surprisingly simple, a tablespoon of roasted pumpkin seeds with breakfast. It felt almost too easy to believe, but he was willing to give it a shot. He began sprinkling them over his morning porridge, sometimes eating them plain with a cup of warm tea. And within just 3 weeks, something remarkable happened. The cramps stopped, not gradually, not sometimes. They were just gone. Night after night, Mr. Hong slept soundly for the first time in years. No more late-night pain, no more frantic leg massages, no more anxiety about falling asleep. He felt rested, clearer-headed, and more at ease in his own body. What began as a humble addition to his morning routine had turned into a powerful form of healing, one that brought him peace, comfort, and a renewed sense of control over his health. For Mr. Hong, it wasn't about the pumpkin seeds themselves. It was about what they gave back: restful sleep, pain-free nights, and the quiet joy of waking up without tension in his legs. If your legs had a voice, they would thank you for every drop of vitamin E, the powerful antioxidant that works like a behind-the-scenes lifeline, ensuring your lower limbs stay warm, energized, and fully connected to the rest of your body. Think of vitamin E as a circulatory catalyst, gently yet persistently encouraging blood to flow where it's needed most, especially to your feet, calves, and toes, where sluggish circulation often shows up first. One of its standout roles is in supporting healthy blood flow, helping oxygen and nutrients reach the farthest points of your body. When circulation is smooth and strong, your legs feel light, your movements fluid, and your energy more sustained throughout the day. But when vitamin E is lacking, your legs can begin to whisper, or even shout, that something's not quite right. You might notice that your feet feel unusually cold, even when the rest of your body is warm and bundled up. No amount of socks or blankets seems to chase away the chill, because the issue isn't temperature, it's blood flow. Or perhaps you've started to experience puffiness around the ankles, especially after sitting for a while, or that unsettling pins and needles sensation in your toes, as if your circulation is lagging behind. These aren't random symptoms. They're your body's quiet plea for better vascular support, and vitamin E is often the missing piece. Fortunately, bringing this essential nutrient into your routine can be both easy and delicious. Wheat germ oil is one of the most concentrated natural sources of vitamin E, and just 1 tablespoon a day can make a real difference. With its rich, nutty flavor, it blends beautifully into salad dressings, morning smoothies, or even taken straight from the spoon. It's a small ritual that offers a deep reward: strength, warmth, and fluidity flowing back into your legs. You can also support your intake through everyday superfoods like sunflower seeds, perfect for snacking or adding crunch to your meals, and avocados, which offer a luxurious texture and a heart-healthy source of natural fat to boost absorption. Whether you're savoring a slice of avocado toast or tossing seeds into your yogurt, these simple ingredients work together to nourish your circulation from within. For the legs that carry you through each day, vitamin E delivers not just nutrients but vitality, ensuring every step is supported by the steady pulse of life itself. You've walked through years of joy, of hardship, of quiet victories no one else saw but you. Your legs have carried you through it all, steady, faithful, and strong. And maybe lately they've slowed. Maybe they've ached. Maybe they've whispered a quiet fear into your heart that your best steps are behind you. But what if they're not? What if this moment, this decision to nourish, to rebuild, to honor your body, is the turning point? What if the road ahead is not a slow fading, but a gentle rising? There is still life in your legs, still strength in your bones, still power in your stride. So feed them, strengthen them, love them, not just so you can move, but so you can live the way you were always meant to, freely, fully, without hesitation. This is not the end of your journey. This is the season where you rise again, with steps that are slower, maybe, but stronger than ever.